Hi, I'm Dan D'Agostino, and I'd like to talk about interdependence today by sharing a folk tale from ancient India. This comes from the collection called the Jataka Tales, and this one is called the Quail King. So here's the story. There were a group of quail living in the forest, and they were being hunted by a bird hunter who would throw a net over them while they were on the ground. So the quail had a king, and the king had this great idea for how they could defeat the hunter. So the quail said, "We can do this together. When the hunter throws the net over us, each one of us sticks our head through the mesh, and then we flap our wings on command, and the net will lift up, and then we can fly over to a bush of thorns and drop it there and escape." And sure enough, it worked. And they did it another time, and it worked. They were able to defeat the hunter and get away. But one day the quail were on the ground doing whatever the quail were doing on the ground together, and one accidentally stood on the head of another quail. And that quail got very angry, right, and said, "Why did you do this to me?" And the first quail said, "It was just an accident, I'm sorry." But the other quail really took it personally, got very angry, and started fighting. And soon enough, all the quail were fighting amongst themselves. And the hunter, sure enough, came along, threw the net over them, caught them all. So there's a profound psychological truth here that what kind of gets in the way of interdependence, that gets in the way of our identifying with the community, is sometimes this exaggerated sense of pride, right? This anger that derives from that when we feel slighted, that gets us turning in on ourselves. And I think you can see that today in social media. And this is why so many contemplative traditions really value the cultivation of patience or forbearance as a way of preventing us from turning in on ourselves and from turning away from others and not recognizing the inherent value that all of us have and the things that we all share. It's not necessary to abandon our individuality and to abandon healthy boundaries to live interdependently. Now, by valuing others, by recognizing the very real way that they support us and they support the ones that we love and how we support others too, we can begin to experience in a very real way how we are all parts of this web of interdependence and how it supports us. If you're interested in learning how to balance individuality with interdependence, I'm going to be running a workshop in person in Toronto with Solomon Shapiro on June 15th, and you can learn more by clicking on the link in the description to this video or by visiting compassiontoronto.ca. Thank you.